Tonight's episode is brought to you by the Be Real Podcast Network. For more episodes like this, go to BREELnetwork.com. Enjoy the show.
And welcome back to episode 2 of 2018 For Distraction. We are still going 2 weeks in a row. Scott, how we doing today?
Good. So is that how we're going to do things? We're just going to start it's a new year. It's a new us.
That's the idea.
That's the idea.
Isn't that what everybody does? Like, did you have any New Year's resolutions that you were like, I'm going to, do this, or I'm going to change this about myself, or anything like that? Did you have anything like that?
Well, see, I thought about it. I was debating it hardcore, but then I said to Kristen, my wife, I'm like, hey, you want to do a New Year's resolution with me? And she looked me square in the face, straight in the eye, and goes, no. And I said, well, if you're not going to do it with me, I'm not going to be able to, keep it. So I didn't do one. Because fuck that shit anyway.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't do it. I think we've hit an age where resolutions are like, look, we're either going to change this about ourselves or we're not going to do it. This New Year bullshit doesn't mean anything. Like, a lot of people have these New Year resolutions where it's like, I'm going to go to the gym a lot more. I'm going to, eat healthier, or I'm going to do this about myself. I'm going to, do that about myself. I'm going to try to improve. And it's like, if you can't do it any other time of the year, then January 1st doesn't make any difference because you're not going to stick with it. So...
Yeah, in my 2018, I talked about this last week on the show. My 2018 has been absolute shit, dude. It's been shit, and it hasn't gotten any better yet. So, fuck 2018. I don't give a shit about it. It needs to get better. It needs to get better quick.
Well, it's only month 1, so...
Yeah, month 1. It needs to get better quick. I mean, this is a first world problem, but I also found out some other bad news since we talked last time. More 2018 bad news. We are not going on a Florida vacation, Adam. I'm not going to go to Disney this calendar year. I'm not going to go to the beach this year. It's not in the cards for us. Our financial status right now is...
that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, and I see you smirking there like, well, I'm fucking never taking vacation, so fuck you, Scott.
I mean,
well, you know what?
It's like no difference for me. I mean,
well, you know what? It's important to me. It's my one thing. There's people out there who need heroin. There's other people out there who need Jesus. Listen, vacation is my heroin. Okay, it is. There's
people out there that need heroin.
There's people out there that need heroin.
I don't think anybody that needs heroin. So,
I mean, I don't know. I don't need heroin. I'm not going to judge people. I just know there's people out there who they act like they need it. I don't. Okay. There's people out there who need Jesus. How about that?
Nobody needs Jesus.
I'm telling you, there's people that do. You go up to some crazy, hardcore holy roller and you look them in the face and you say, you don't need Jesus. They crucify you right there.
The only thing you need is air, water, and food. That's really all you need. Everything else is a luxury, pretty much. And this is a man, I indulge in luxury. I love luxury. I'm just saying, we don't need... The only thing we need...
You do indulge yourself.
Yeah.
You do.
I do. I like
you live big. You love the finer things.
I wouldn't say I live big, but I do indulge.
You're a man of champagne taste. And I respect that about you. Yes. I respect the hell out of that.
But no, we only need... Technically, if we're talking pure biological, we only need food, water, and sleep.
But what's the point then?
What's
the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's the point of life?
If you can't do things you like, if you can't have fun, if you can't enjoy it, then why go around the sun a couple of times? There's no point.
Exactly. Do you think cavemen indulged? No, it was all about survival with them. Do you think they indulged?
Cavemen get a real bad rap, don't they?
Just saying,
everybody's always I'm not some fucking caveman.
Well, because it's like the earliest point of humanity, when humanity was probably at its debatable lowest, I guess is what you would say. It's debatable whether that's true or not.
I mean, yeah, in today's day and age, it's kind of debatable. But I mean, they were doing them. I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game.
So I'm talking no, school story.
Here we go. School story time. We need to get some Adam's school story theme music happening here.
Semester number 2, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking a programming class. I'm taking my elementary French 2 because the school requires a language. And I am taking my class that will count for my theology, which is Introduction to Political Philosophy.
Ooh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous in today's day and age.
Yeah. I don't know if it's my mentality or if it's the class itself, but I'm not enjoying it so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we've only had 2 classes, so, I'll give it a couple weeks, see if, things break up. But it seems like the teacher, he wants to have discussions, but nobody will engage with him. But he's not, like, asking the kind of questions where it's like, we want to engage in those kind of discussions. Like, we were learning about Athens and democracy, and, obviously Athens is, like, the originators of the first democracy. And we were talking about all like these kind of controversial issues and that would happen with Athens, and he would like end each like individual topic with, does anybody have any questions about this or anything like that, or like anybody feel anything strongly about this? Nobody raised their hand and says anything because it's like, no, you explained it, I understand it, like moving on. And I don't know if maybe he's just not asking the right questions, but it seems like if you take a philosophy class, don't you think there's going to be a lot of discussion in the class? It's not just some guy standing up there teaching. It should be like a back and forth with the students and the teacher and everybody having a big discussion about it and everything. Isn't that what you think of when you have a philosophy class?
I think that's part of it. It's not all of it. But see, here's another thing, Adam. In the past, we've talked philosophy, and you always happen to shit all over philosophy. And we have a friend... she was a philosophy major, and there was a whole thing. I'm not going to get into it. Let's just leave it at that there was a thing.
Yes.
There was a thing. And
I have a very low respect for philosophy.
yeah, okay, it's out there. It's out there. That's fine. It's
not because I hate philosophy. I actually enjoy philosophy. I have a low respect for it because most philosophy to me seems like it's the same old thing, where it's like, here's a controversial topic, let's have a discussion about it. It's like, we do that shit every day. Like, that's just everyday speak. Like, you and me, how often do we have controversial topics on this fucking show?
That's kind of why we're here.
Exactly. Like, we do this shit every day, like, but like, and I think philosophy likes to be up its own ass by saying it's so important. But it's like we do it every day, so like, should it really be up its own ass, I guess? And then at the same time, I have a low respect for philosophy because what can you do with a philosophy degree besides teach? It's almost a wasted major. Unless you plan on being a teacher, it's a wasted major. Like, there's one person in my class who is he had us write down on note cards our name, the year we're in, sophomore, freshman, junior, senior, whatever.
What year are you in?
I'm a sophomore,
okay,
technically. So, he also had us write down, what town we're from. And there was one other thing. I don't know, some minor
Your
bullshit.
bank account number?
Yeah, sure.
Social?
Our PIN number.
Yeah.
But no, he had us write down, and then we would, introduce ourselves. Like, hey, I'm blah, blah, I'm this year, and I'm a, whatever
the
year.
first day of class. That happens in every fucking class ever.
Yeah.
The worst. The fucking worst.
So, obviously, computer science major, moi. Mm-hmm. There was one philosophy major in the entire class, and she was a double major, philosophy and French. The two most worthless things you can major in, because all you can do with that is be a teacher.
Please say she was a freshman.
She might have been a freshman.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that, and I'm like, you're either going to change your major, or you're not getting a job. I'm sorry. Like, the only job you can hope to get is, like, a translator or some shit like that in, like, for some government official or whatever. But even then, like, the way technology is today, translators are going to lose their jobs too because,
Because we need so many fucking French translators too.
But we also have like translation apps now. It's like, who needs them? I'm like, you're going to be a teacher, or you're going to change your major, or you're going to waste a lot of fucking money. So, but yeah, there was only one. It's granted, it's a one. I think I should have taken a 200 class because I might have more engagement. Because it seems like everybody's just kind of taking this class. They're like, oh, I need to take a class like this. And, I'm just trying to get through it. But I'm like, I was kind of interested where it's like, I want to have some controversial discussions. Like, I want to get involved and do some stuff. But, like, this 100 class is a bunch of just fuckheads that don't want to do anything. So
let's make it fun. Okay, here's what I want you to do. You have a homework assignment. I want you to smuggle a flask in, right? I want you to smuggle some way to drink alcohol. And every time the word Trump is uttered in class.
Oh, he brings it
okay,
a few times.
Hit it, dude. Hit it. Whatever the word Trump is uttered, I want you to take a shot of the flask. Dude, by the end of the semester, you're going to need some new organs. Like that would make it fun. That would make it interesting. Make it interesting. What's cheating, motherfucker.
What's funny about you bringing that up is that every now and then he'll bring up Trump. He'll be like, oh, this is what philosophy is about, stuff, and talking about some stuff our president says or Trump brings up this or whatever. like last class he must have brought him up like 5 times.
It was 5 shots.
Not even to like just like in passing, not even like bring up a topic of conversation. So I'm like, all right.
Does he bring him up in an admirable way, or does he bring him up in like a he fucking sucks like the rest of us think?
It's almost passive because he doesn't seem to give one opinion one way or the other. It's just he knows it's a controversial topic, so he'll bring him up and say something like not even really a thing specific, but it's like, a lot of times in our class, Trump will say this and we'll have a conversation about it or whatever. Like it's almost in passive. So
my experience with college is I'd have to say between 80 and 90% of the profs were pretty progressive. But there was that 10%, that maybe 15%. And believe me, they were crazy wacko right-wingers. And they knew they were in the minority being in a university or a college. And they knew they were the black sheep. And they wore that as a badge of honor. I had one of my economy classes. I forget which one now. And he was a big time right winger, and he wasted no opportunity to bring up politics. And this is back, Jesus, not to date myself, but it was pre-08. It was like Bush was president.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm old. So he would talk about Bush a lot in a way that the class and the rest of the faculty probably disagreed with strongly. But he was a minority there. So I guess I'm curious if you're a professor for this political philosophy, does he come off liberal? Does he come off conservative?
He's a philosophy teacher, Scott.
Right.
So he's a liberal.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, he's a philosophy teacher. He's a philosophy teacher.
I figured that, but I needed to make sure.
He's a liberal. He's a philosophy teacher. He is a liberal. The individual that in question that we were talking about, we know this person is a liberal too.
Our friend.
Yes, our friend. Yes.
Was the philosophy major. Yes.
Yes. Philosophy equals liberal. I can't imagine a conservative philosopher.
Is he a young man? Is it a man, Joe? You said
he's a guy.
A guy. Younger? Middle-aged? Older?
Not really, like middle-aged. It's like middle-aged, maybe in his like 50s.
Okay.
So he's not young, but he's not really old. So
okay.
Trying
to paint the picture here.
Well, the other part of that class, I was wondering too, like why I'm so disinterested at this point, because like the stuff we're reading, I was like interested in, but like I don't know if it's because I'm 29. I'm not 29 yet. I'm going to be turning 29 very, very soon. But I'm almost 30. I'm in my late 20s. And I don't have that wide-eyed, bushy-tailed individual that I was when I first went to college years and years and years ago, where it's like, I'm gonna change the system and I'm gonna have this conversation and then we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that and we're gonna change things. I'm just kind of like, nothing what you say is gonna matter. It doesn't make a difference, and everything we're talking about here, I talk about every 2 weeks for 2 hours on this podcast.
And everything sucks, and
Yes.
fuck you.
Yes. So I've seen it. You're nothing you say is gonna matter. Doesn't matter. Trump's gonna be president for the next 3 years. It doesn't matter what you say. There's a very good chance he'll be reelected for a second term because that's what it generally happens. Nothing matters. I don't know if I'm just too cynical for the class, is what it is.
Oh, man, we need a drink, though.
Yes.
So that's it. I'm going to try something. Ready?
Well, I'm sorry.
Adam talks about school. That's going to be our new segment.
Okay.
Like when you talk about school, I'm going to do that. Try it
I'm
again.
fine with that. I'm fine with it.
Adam talks about school. Okay? That's going to be a thing now, okay?
All right. That's fine, because I'm going to be talking about school a lot.
Hey, beer of the show. Let's do it.
Briska the show.
Beer of the show. And I'm second week in the row that we have a beer from the Southern Tier Brewing Company, Lakewood, New York. This one is quite a uniquey.
It is. It actually is, too.
I'm hoping to capture that wow factor with you. Don't say anything yet. No spoilers, but we are drinking the Cinnamon Roll Imperial Ale from the Southern Tier Brewing Company. This is a beer that allegedly tastes like a cinnamon roll. Adam, do you like cinnamon rolls?
I do. Who doesn't? Let's be honest.
If you don't like cinnamon rolls, I don't trust your judgment.
Un-American. You're un-American.
I don't trust your judgment if you dislike cinnamon rolls. Cinnabon. Cinnamonster. Come on. Fucking great. I love cinnamon rolls. So I figured, I think I'll give this cinnamon roll beer a whack.
This is like really, really hardcore cinnamon right now because you gave me a cinnamon roll before we had this beer. So.
That's because I'm fucking drinking cinnamon roll beer. I want to eat an actual cinnamon roll while I drink my cinnamon roll beer.
It's almost too much.
I almost created a paradox. Like that's how there was like too much cinnamon.
No, I
almost broke the space-time continuum.
You almost created a heart attack because that's a lot of sugar right there.
Hey, YOLO. So let me know. What do you think? You go first.
I like it. It's a great beer. This beer
It's fucking
is
great.
fucking dessert.
It's
like
so
it is.
good.
It actually tastes like a fucking cinnamon roll.
Yes, it
It's a
does.
cinnamon roll that I'm drinking. Holy shit!
Dare I say? Is there a wow factor?
This is an amazing wow factor.
Yes!
This beer
Yes!
has it. It
Yes!
has it.
Dude.
I could not drink a 6-pack of these. I
Oh,
couldn't
no.
do that.
Oh, no.
No. But if you're looking for something unique, go for the cinnamon roll imperial ale. Like this thing is really good. Like it's unique. It's not too hoppy for a guy like me. It's not
Super sweet, though.
It's a little heavy. It kind of sits at the bottom of your stomach, but I think that's only because it was so sweet. But it's great novelty beer if you're like sitting around with your guys, be like, hey, I got this cinnamon roll beer. Like, let's give it a try. Have 1 or 2 of these. Like, it's a great beer. I highly recommend it.
It is 8.6 alcohol volume. That's a lot. That's pretty strong.
For a beer, yeah, that is.
That's pretty strong. So, one thing that has got me very upset about it is the big... Look at the first word on top.
Seasonal.
Seasonal. So, unfortunately, this is a beer that Southern Tier will only make a certain time of the year. So, this is a beer that we can't always get, which is a crying shame. Because
it makes
it is
sense.
Excellent.
It makes sense why, but... It's a great beer. It's a great beer. I highly recommend this. Scott, what do you think of this beer? I mean, you've been drooling all over it.
I give it a 5 out of 5, man. I've given the perfect score before, but this time, Adam, I mean it. 5 out of 5. perfect score, Southern Tier, cinnamon roll, imperial ale. They knock it out the box.
They do. Go out and get a case, like, no joke.
They come in 4-packs.
Yeah. I've noticed that about a lot of seasonal beer. It only comes in 4 instead of 6, so...
Sometimes it depends on the alcohol content, but...
That shouldn't matter.
When we buy craft beers, sometimes they're a little bit stronger than the typical, so... I don't know. I think it's very good.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing beer.
I'm excited to drink it for the duration of the show.
So, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Something has happened recently. We got to talking about philosophy a little bit.
Right.
And it led into a little bit of Trump stuff.
You mean when Adam talks about school?
Exactly.
I'm really trying to make that a thing.
You're almost overselling it.
Am I?
You're a little bit
too much?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, I'll tone it down.
A little bit. But we led into, as philosophy does, apparently leads into Trump because he's a very controversial individual. Something has happened in Ohio. A businessman has been, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
Detained?
Yes. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but something has gone wrong. Something has gone awry. Yes, something has gone awry.
Something queer is afoot.
Yes.
Okay.
And we don't, for those of you that don't know the true name, the definition of queer, go read a dictionary, please. And thank you. What's going on, Scott?
So, right in our neck of the woods, not too far away from us, even though we live in Western Pennsylvania, where the show is being recorded, right across the border to our west in Youngstown, Ohio, a man by the name of Amir Al-Adi Othman. He is a businessman. He owns several convenience stores, Quick Stops, Quickie Marts. You know, he owns
Does he
several.
own a hookah bar too?
Owns a hookah bar. Yeah, he owns. I think a Middle Eastern restaurant too. I believe he owns a couple.
For those of you that couldn't tell from his name, he's a Middle Eastern gentleman.
He is originally from the country of Jordan, I think. Yes, Jordan. So here's the story behind him. He is currently, and there's been lots of twists and turns for this story, but it was originally he was going to be deported because he is not an American citizen. He was going to be deported, but then he wasn't going to be deported. But then he was arrested. But then he was going to be let out of jail, but then he wasn't let out of jail. Instead, he was moved to a different jail. And now, apparently, is going to be let out of jail. But it's a whole thing. Let me give the backstory here.
Yeah,
because,
go ahead.
So he's been in this country for 30 years. He's been in the country.
Over 40.
Over 40.
According to the, maybe not over 40, but almost 40 years he's been in this country.
He has, I think, 3 children. 3, one in their 20s, 2 in their teens, all young women. And he originally he immigrated to the United States from Jordan, and he settled in San Diego, California. And he met an American woman there, and they got married. When you marry an American citizen, you don't yourself become a citizen, which I thought you did, but I was ill-informed on this. You get a green card, and a green card is different from your visa. Your travel visa expires after so long. Your green card, you're not a citizen, but you can stay for whatever. When you get married to an American citizen, you can stay. Well, he was working and living in San Diego with his wife, but then, the way of the world, things happen. His wife and he started having marital problems, and they got a divorce. He moved from San Diego to Youngstown, Ohio. He had family in the area. He worked for one of his family members in a convenience store, and that was it. Well, it was a bad breakup, I guess. His ex-wife and him had a very bad breakup, and she was bitter. The woman scoring at him.
Hell hath no fury.
That's right. So she apparently went to ICE, which is the immigration, and told them that their marriage was a sham. They never loved each other. It wasn't a real marriage. She only married him for him to get his green card. So when they found this news out, of course, they revoked his status and everything. Meanwhile, years later, he's doing well in Youngstown. He now owns the store where he worked. He employs hundreds of people. He donates 300 turkeys every Thanksgiving to people in need. He met another woman, another American. He got remarried and had 3 children with her. And he's a great businessman, stand-up guy, never committed a crime. But when he got remarried for whatever reason, he had this black mark on his record that basically said, hey, you can't get a green card because you lied to us once already. He's got some money now because he's a business owner. So he tries to go through the naturalization process to become an American citizen, which costs upwards of tens of thousands of dollars. You got to go through classes and take a test. But he's willing to go the distance to become an American citizen.
He's going the distance.
He has been here his adult life. His family is here. His job is here. This is his home.
Yeah.
This is his home. He wants to do what he has to do legally to become an American citizen. And he's told by immigration, no, you're not even allowed to do this. Well, finally, the clock has run out, and they've caught up with him. They're trying to deport him. Politicians have gotten involved trying to get him to stay, and the fight is still going on. And I just think we needed to talk about this on the show because I think it is terrible. And you can blame no one else but Donald Trump. It is his fault because he has been beating the drum about illegal immigration. And let me just tell you, Adam, I'll speak from my point of view. Everyone on the show who listens know how I feel about Trump and know where my political leanings are. I make no secret of it. But let me just say, hey, I want to be safe. I don't want people to break the law. I don't want illegal people coming into our country. I don't want rapists and drug dealers and murderers and terrorists and crazy people. I don't want them coming into our country just as much as the next person does. I mean, we already have enough of them here already. We don't need any more coming in. So I'm all for it. But this guy, Ali, we'll just call him Ali because he's got some crazy fucking name. Our boy Ali has done nothing wrong. And the contrary, he's done the exact opposite. He has done everything right. He is beloved by his community. He has done everything right. He has helped people in need. He has contributed to society. And he's being punished. He's going to be deported to a country that he knows nothing about. Like, I want to know your opinion on this, on the matter.
I have a question. Why won't they let him go through the naturalization process? Why did they say he's not allowed to do it?
Since then, I forgot to bring this up. This has been years later. The ex-wife, the one from San Diego, she has since come back, and she's gone to ICE and said, I was just mad, bro. We were really married. We did love each other, but he left me, he divorced me, he moved away, he married someone else, and I was bitter. I was mad. I lied when I said our marriage was a sham. We honestly were really married, and that's been years. It's water under the bridge. We buried the hatchet. We're friends. I don't want him deported because of something I said 30 years ago because I was angry. And I said, we don't care. And the reason they're not letting him go through naturalization is because how the process works is you have to have your visa, your green card, and then you can go through this process. Well, he doesn't have that. So he can't begin the process. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
And they won't even give it to him because they are going off of old data that says that he lied, which he didn't do.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Scott. Does the fact that he is a good contributor to the community and the fact that he employs a lot of people and gives a lot of people jobs and everything like that. Does that absolve what he did before, coming to the country illegally?
He didn't come to the country illegally.
I thought he did.
No, he did not come to the country illegally. He came over on a visa. You come through immigration. Anybody can come here. Are you saying somebody from, pick random country, how about France? So somebody from France says, I want to go to Walt Disney World. I hear it's great. I listen to For Your Distraction podcasts here in Paris, and I listen to Adam and Scott talks about Disney World all the time. It sounds like a great place. I want to visit Walt Disney World. So what would our French listener have to do? He would have to get a passport. He would have to book a flight from Paris to Orlando. He would fly across the sea, hop over the pond. He'd come here, and he would go through immigration at an airport. He would give him his passport. He'd sign some paperwork. He'd have a visa. A visa is temporary. How long are you staying, Mr. FYD listener? Oh, just a week. So he's apparently Italian now because I did an Italian accent.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, so he stays for the week, and his visa will expire at the end of the week. But no worries. Next Saturday, his flight's back home. He's going to see all the sights he needs to see in a week. That's that. So our homeboy, Ollie, he did the same thing. He came over legally. What are you doing, sir? Oh, I'm coming for a job. I'm going to San Diego to work in a convenience store. How long will you be here for? 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, whatever, 18 months. However long his visa was set to have.
That was my confusion. I thought he had come over here illegally initially. That was my confusion.
If he would have overstayed his visa, well then, yes, he would have done something illegal. But coming over here was completely legal. While he was here on his visa, legally, he met his now ex-wife, which they got married. And when you marry an American citizen, you get a green card. And a green card is, you're not a citizen, hey, but you can stay for an even longer extended period of time. We're not going to break up a family. You know, that's basically what it says.
That was just my initial confusion originally. So the fault goes with the ex-wife. That's where the fault goes. The ex-wife is the one that started this.
Yeah, and she's taken the fault for it. She has admitted she was wrong.
But that doesn't matter at that point. She fucked up because she was bitter about the original divorce, and she was bitter about the fact that this man moved on and married somebody else. She went to immigration and basically lied, essentially. The entire situation's fucked up, obviously. It's fucked up that this man, this person who's given more than he's probably received to the community, he's given so much. He is charitable, he gives jobs, all this kind of shit. It's fucked up that he's going through the situation. I can't blame ICE, though. And here's why. At this point, after his ex-wife started this train, started this whole thing where it's like, oh no, we lied about the whole thing, like we never loved each other, it was a sham marriage. Immigration's got no idea what the fuck's going on. Think about how many people immigration has to deal with every day. How many of these stories they hear every day, how many of these stories they have to investigate. I don't think immigration, I see itself as being like Trumpy, I guess is the verb we're going to use.
Trumpy.
Yes. I don't think they're being really, or the adjective that we're going to use, they're not being Trumpy about it. They're not like being initially racist about it. I think it's more the fact that they don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. I think it's a situation where it's like, okay, we were told one thing, and now we're being told another thing, and then we're being told another thing. We don't know what the fuck is going on. So it's the whole reason why it's like, at one point he's in jail, and at the other point he's out of jail. Now he's going to be deported. Now he's not being deported. Like, I don't think ICE knows what the fuck is going on. The fault falls squarely on the ex-wife. The ex-wife, 100%, that's her fault. The fault is squarely on her shoulders because she was really bitter about things and she decided to lie to immigration. I'm not saying immigration is not fallible, and I'm not saying that there aren't corrupt people in immigration, but like immigration, they got a lot of shit they're dealing with. And they hear a lot of stories every single day. Like, I don't think the fault can be squarely on them for maybe they're not dealing with the situation perfectly, but I think a lot of them are trying to deal with it the way they best think they can because they don't know what the fuck is going on.
All right, here's my opinion. Because I partially agree with you, but not 100%. I do think that the ex-wife is to blame. There's no question about that. She has said she has admitted fault. She is trying to atone for her mistakes. So it is what it is as far as the ex-wife goes. But as far as ICE not being to blame, they absolutely are. And I'm not blaming the enforcement officers individually. They're just doing a job. They're just everyday Joes like you and me that have rules to follow, orders to follow. They're just doing what they need to do. I don't blame them individually. I blame the government agency, the immigration government agency. They need to have a contingency plan here. They need to figure that the fuck out. Because believe me when I say there are plenty of illegal aliens in this country that are criminals, that are selling drugs, that are robbing people, that are hurting people, raping people, killing people. And guess what? They need to fucking go. Yes, ICE, find these illegal criminals and throw them the fuck out of our country. But people like Ali and the Dreamers and all of these other people who are here maybe have a little bit of a legality issue of how they got here and why they're here. If they have not committed any crimes, if they're good people just trying to provide for themselves and their family, then why the fuck do we need to worry about them?
Well, the thing you have to remember is they weren't, as far, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as from what I understand from what you told me, they weren't chasing after him like this until the ex-wife said something.
No. The ex-wife said originally a long time ago. What has happened is Donald Trump. And Donald Trump's enforcement of this has stepped up to a whole new level.
When did the ex-wife first say that their marriage was a sham? When did she first say?
Shortly after he left her.
Which was when?
Moved to Youngstown 30, 40 years ago.
Okay, and then when did this whole thing start up with the immigration and him getting thrown into prison?
Within the past year.
Okay.
Like within the past 6 months, maybe. And a lot of that is due to policy changes from our government from the top down.
So you can't blame ICE.
Obama,
you can't blame ICE for that. Because
President Obama did not enforce some of the rules on the books. Should he have changed them for the better? Yeah, he should have. But I don't think he ever foresaw or dreamed of what was going to be his predecessor or his successor, excuse me. Like, that's... Trump has taken it upon himself to beat the drum against illegal immigration at every turn of the road. And because of that, he has taken a hard line. He's put his foot down against anybody. He's throwing college students out that were born in Mexico. And parents, sure, their parents broke the law by bringing them over here as an infant. But these people have lived in their country their entire 20 years plus, have never known another country. But technically, they weren't born here.
But my point is,
they're being thrown out too.
My point is, can you blame ICE for that? Can you blame ICE for that?
Yeah.
It's like, well, because here's the thing. What you're saying is, like, they're doing this because Donald Trump is cracking down on policy. Like, can you blame the employee for their boss wanting to crack down on things and them having to follow the rules?
Well, I said I don't blame the officers individually.
So you can't blame ICE because ICE is not ICE the people that are working at ICE. Is not ICE the people that are working at this immigration. Is not, like, they have to follow the policies, and if their boss at ICE says, President Obama's not really cracking down too much so we can be a little lenient, or if their boss says, Trump is really coming after us, we got to be strict as shit.
So what you're saying is...
It's not ICE, it comes from the higher ups.
Okay, so what you're saying is Trump is to blame for this.
Yes, Trump, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I don't disagree with you there.
I can't blame ICE. It's like, to me, it's like... You work at you manage this place called Cravings. You are assistant manager there, correct?
Right.
Okay, it would be like your direct higher up saying something along like for the longest time if somebody let's just assume for the longest time this does not happen. Let's assume for the longest time somebody comes up, gets an ice cream cone, you happen to be at the register at the time, you're like, oh, how much is a cone, Scott, for just
What kind of cone?
just could you work with me here?
$3.
$3, thank you very much. $3. Let's say somebody has $2.90. Let's just say somebody's a dime short. You know your boss doesn't really care that much. Every now and then you can be like, don't worry about it. I'll cover the dime. All of a sudden your boss starts cracking down. Like, no, we need those dimes. We need those nickels. Now you can't make those leniencies anymore.
Well,
that's your higher up telling you. So that therefore that's ICE's higher up, which President Trump, the president of the United States, cracking down, saying, no, we need those nickels and dimes. We need that shit.
I gotta keep my drawer even, Adam. If that were to happen tomorrow at work, you know what I would do? I would take a dime out of my own money and put it in for that person.
That's fine.
That's what I would do at work.
It's fine. It's just a random comparison I'm making.
Right.
Okay. You understand what I'm saying.
So the drawer is still on. So
So that's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily ICE's fault. They got to follow the rules. They got to, they're like ICE is the people working at there. Like, they have to follow the rules, and if they don't follow the rules, they're going to get kicked out, and Trump's going to bring some people in that will follow the rules and do that kind of shit.
There's got to be... I mean, Trump does a lot of things. I mean, we know how much he works on tweets and his golf at Mar-a-Lago and, other things he does.
McDonald's
He's not going to
micromanage
micromanage every government agency. He's not going to do that. He's not going to be on the phone with the director of ICE.
But if it's your ass on the line, are you willing to gamble that? Are you willing to take that gamble? If
yeah,
your ass is,
yes,
if your ass is,
I am.
If your ass
right
is on the
do.
line, if your ass is on the line, and you got to look at your kids, and you have 2 kids and a wife that you got to provide for, and if you don't have a job, these kids are going to go hungry. Are you going to be thinking about? You're going to be thinking about this one guy, or are you going to be thinking about your family? A lot of these people got to think about their family. They got kids. Like, you're lucky in the fact that you have 2 incomes in this house. Your wife, admittedly, provides probably the most amount of income in this house. Versus you, but imagine,
I got a sugar mama.
But imagine you are the primary caregiver. You are the only income in the house, and you have to feed your wife and kids. Like, you gotta think about home. Like, it's great to be a good person, but you gotta think about home too.
It's also important what your children think about you. Maybe more important. And if your
kids starve to death, they're not gonna be thinking about anything.
It's about doing the right thing, Adam. Hey, we just have a different
but who
idea.
Decides, but who decides who's right? We assume this guy. I've never met him before, but we assume, and he's probably more to the truth, a good man. As far as we know, he provides for the community. He does all this stuff. But who dictates what's good and what's bad?
Society, man. Society. Think about it.
So, who dictates at this job that, okay, this is a good person, he needs to stay here? Does good just simply mean providing for your family?
There should be a direct supervisor. There should be a director. And he should be able to say, hey, I'm not fucking going after this good guy. There's plenty of people that we need to find and kick the fuck out of this country. Let's concentrate all of our efforts on finding those assholes. Let's put all of our everything we have into finding them. Let's not worry about Ali, who gives turkeys to the homeless people and employs 500 people in the greater Youngstown area. Let's not worry about him right now. Maybe down the road, if he knocks off a bank, then we'll say, aha.
And if you're that supervisor who was in charge of the organization at the time, when his wife came forward and said, oh, this was a sham marriage, he's not legally allowed to be in this country, and that gets out because you let it go, no matter what the end result was, if somehow that gets out, that becomes also public knowledge too, and that it becomes
he's the only one?
But what I'm saying is that becomes a scandal too, and if that becomes public knowledge and it becomes scandal, who is in the public eye the most? Donald Trump. He will get a hold of that information, and he's not going to care. But here's the thing: he's not going to micromanage to the point where he's going to look at paperwork and he's going to look at things. All he's going to say is, fire that guy and get somebody else in there, and he's going to go about his business. He's going to get fired. They're going to get somebody else in there. That man loses his job because he did not follow the rules to which is being dictated to him.
Well, I think we do agree on one thing, and it's fuck Donald Trump. But other than that, the director, no. Trump's not going to do that.
Really, he fired the fucking FBI director. He fired the FBI director. He doesn't nickel and dime and manage the CIA and the FBI to a certain extent, but he definitely fired the FBI director because he didn't do the thing that Trump said he wanted them to do.
For something like this, I completely disagree. I don't think. Yeah, no.
I completely disagree with that.
It's minnows for Trump. He doesn't give a shit about this. He's thinking bigger picture.
That's why I said if something was brought to his attention like this, he wouldn't sit there and look through paperwork. He would just simply say, fire that guy, get another guy, and move about his business because he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care about whether or not.
This is Donald Trump's America that we live in, and it's all about that. It's about being scared. And people are scared. The director is scared. We don't need that. It's time to be a good fucking person.
And if the director was not scared of Donald Trump and he was not scared about losing a job and he did fight against the system would fuck him over because who is the system right now? Donald Trump is the system.
Well, Ali deserves to stay and fuck Donald Trump. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yes, Ali sounds like a very good person, but I can't blame ICE, though. I can't blame them for doing their job.
I do.
A lot of them have
and
families.
Fuck ICE. So I was watching a movie the other day, Adam. It got me thinking. Let me rewind a little bit. You familiar with the movie My Cousin Vinny?
I love it.
Starring Joe Pesci and Marisa Tomei.
I love that movie.
Great movie. So one thing that always struck me as odd. Joe Pesci and Marisa Tomei are a couple in the film. And he seems quite a bit older than her. Do you not realize that?
I guess, yeah. I could see, yeah.
He always struck me as being so much older. And I was reading things about it, and the writers and directors, they said, yeah, we realized that there was an age difference between Joe Pesci and Marisa Tomei, 21 years, 22 years, something like that. But they were just both perfect for those roles. So they tried to make her look older and they tried to make him look younger. But even though you watch that film, you can tell there's a significant age difference between the two. That's fine. And I've read Reddits where people talk about the age difference. It's a common known fact out there. But back to the movie that I just recently watched. And it's my number two or three, my top 5 favorite films of all time.
Up there.
This is the movie Jurassic Park. It was on TV the other day. I left it on. It came right on the good parts. Watched them. Oh, I loved it. Loved it. And I was looking at it, and Dr. Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, and Dr. What's her name? Ellie Sadler.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
Laura Dern plays her. And I was watching it, and I'm like, you know what? This looks like Laura Dern looks so young in it. And I've seen interviews with Sam Neill lately, and he's pretty damn old. So I'm like, I wonder what the difference is. So I looked up the age difference, Adam, and I was shocked to see there was 20 years age difference there. Sam Neill is 20 years Laura Dern senior. And you don't hear anything about that. That's almost just a year or two different than Joe Pesci and Marisa Tomei. And I wanted to know what you thought about that.
Me personally, I don't care that much.
You don't care?
No. I mean, it's definitely weird, but I mean, I think of it this way. Actually, I don't think of it. I don't really know how I think about it because it's like, are you implying that Hollywood wants young, beautiful women to play certain parts and they don't care about the age of the guy? Is that what you're implying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. That's Hollywood. That's Hollywood. Last episode, we talked a lot about how, Hollywood always wants to hire the beautiful people. And we briefly talked about it when we talked about the James Franco sexual harassment stuff. Hollywood is all about hiring the good-looking women, beautiful people. Most movies look more at looks than they do about whether or not somebody's good for the role. I mean, look at the Transformers series. Megan Fox plays a role in there. Megan Fox is probably one of the worst actresses, in my opinion, ever. And how much money is she raking? How much money is she raking in?
Ever.
Transformers movies she was playing, and Ninja Turtles.
She's real sexy.
She's extremely. She's really easy on the eyes. That's what they need. They want, because when you, it's very sexist to say this, but in both those movies you mentioned, Joe Pesci is debatably the lead character, Vinny, my cousin Vinny, and Marissa Tomei is the supporting character. Mm-hmm. So it's not as big of a deal whether you need a let's be honest, Joe Pesci is not the best looking guy around. He's
talented.
He's talented. He's a decent looking guy, but he's short. He's got a little pudge on him and stuff like that. He's got like a little bit of a belly, so he's not the best looking guy.
He's great in Goodfellas.
So you need some eye candy.
I'm sure he was an okay looking guy when he was running around with Frankie Valli back in the day. But yeah, you're right.
So you need some eye candy. You don't really need that so much in Jurassic Park, but it could have been who was best for the role kind of thing, because Laura Dern is debatably not a sex symbol in that movie. It's not like she's.
Oh, I think she's cute.
No, I'm not saying she's not good looking, but
the little pink
if you think about
she got going on.
If you think about Marissa Tomei and My Cousin Vinny, she had a lot of sleek dresses and things like that, and she looked really good, and she looked like she had a lot of makeup on. Laura Dern, she looked like a scientist. She looked like she was an archaeologist, like just there for the science and stuff like that. And so did Sam Neill. So that might have been a just who was best for the role kind of thing. Like, she's obviously a very beautiful woman, but she wasn't like. I could see it if she was wearing like short shorts or like a short skirt, and she had a lot of like makeup on, and her hair was done in every scene. But if you saw the movie again, she had a lot of messy hair scenes. She looked like
she's running from fucking velociraptors.
Exactly, but she looked like it. That's my point.
She's not worried about how her hair looks when she's being chased by a fucking velociraptor.
Well, think about how many action scenes we see in movies today, where it's like. You look at what the actor or actress looks like when they get done with it. Like, look at them. Their hair's still fucking cropped, and they're still like styled. It looks like they freshly gelled. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
do you think in either one of these movies, Jurassic Park, My Cousin Vinny, the lead female role couldn't have been played by a Meryl Streep or a Barbara Streisand? Somebody like that, an iconic female actress. They would have killed those roles. They would have been great at it. Excellent.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been believable as in the sense of like a relationship wise, but yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I mean,
sure it would have been. They would have been closer to the age. I mean, you got to think both these films came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s. So they're.
I mean, why couldn't we have a younger guy? Like, why do we gotta get rid of the female actress, huh, Scott? Why can't we keep the female actors and have a younger guy, huh? Why can't we do that?
I just love both of those films.
They're great movies, yes.
And just recently rewatched it and noticed the age difference there. I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me. The movies still hold up regardless. It was just the first time, and in the umpteen times that I've watched Jurassic Park, that I actually noticed the difference. And maybe it's because I'm older. And I have an eye for it now, because... it is
like I said, when it comes to My Cousin Vinny, I imagine nothing against Marissa Tomei. I think they were just looking for eye candy to counteract the Joe Pesci. So she was great in it, but I think they were kind of looking for eye candy. When it comes to Jurassic Park, I don't think they were really looking for eye candy, because the eye candy was the fucking dinosaurs.
That's the eye candy. That's what we wanted to see.
That was the eye candy. Like that was what was amazing about that movie. Like. We
want the T-Rex to eat the guy off of the toilet. That's what we want to see.
But it was innovative. It was an innovative movie when it comes to that. So I don't like, for example, me, even as a fucking pubescent individual, when I watched that movie, I didn't look at Laura Dern and be like, I didn't have fantasies about Laura Dern and sit there and say like,
never.
No, because when I was watching the movie, I'm like, oh my god, look at the fucking dinosaurs. This look amazing. But when I was watching My Cousin Vinny, I looked at Marissa Tomei, like, oh, she's a fucking good looking woman. Yeah, hell yeah. So
Newman from Seinfeld should have been nominated for an Oscar.
Really?
What a great role. I mean,
Well, he is a supporting character, so
still.
I'm extremely proud of you for something, Scott.
Yeah, you are, huh?
You've been taking my advice on
Yep.
some shows. You've been taking a little bit of advice.
So I got into a show hole, Adam. I finished some shows I was watching, and
It's like an asshole, but not as dirty.
it's like an asshole, but not. So I was debating on what to start, and I felt like, if I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna dive in head first. I'm gonna go all out for this. And it's a show, or I suppose a series of shows that you've been trying to get me to watch for a long time. And I looked around on the internet and I found a good website of a fanboy that explained how I should watch it. And Adam, I started watching the DC CW universe.
It's about time.
Those of you who are unfamiliar with them, what is it? You probably know better than me. Arrow,
Flash, Supergirl, and
Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, those are the 4 right now, right?
Yes. They're Black Lightning is joining the fray. I don't know if they're
Sweet
I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know if it's joining the actual CW universe, but I know I saw an advertisement for Black Lightning on the CWs, so I imagine he'll be involved somewhere in there too.
Jesus H. Christ, now I got more to watch.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I this website said, hey, there's a way to watch it. You start with Arrow, and you watch all of season 1 of Arrow, and you watch episode 1 through 7 of season 2, and then you stop and start The Flash, and it carries on from there. You go back and forth between The Flash and Arrow. Here, let me pull it up here.
Is it on Gizmodo?
I believe it was.
Because on the one I'm seeing right here, it says seasons 1 and 2 of Arrow, but I don't think that's true. So, because I could have sworn season 1 of Arrow had Barry Allen.
It says seasons 1 and 2. And then I was wrong. You watch Arrow season 1 and season 2. Then you go to season 3 and you do episodes 1 through 7. After that, then you do Flash season 1, episodes 1 through 8. It says episode 8 begins the first Arrow crossover. Then after that, you watch the rest of Arrow.
It's convoluted, basically. It's
then
very...
the rest of Flash, and then you go... See, I'm having trouble. I was hoping that I was going to get into Flash this next season. I'm almost done with season 1 of Arrow. I have a 2 more episodes left, and I finished season 1. And I thought I was only going to have to go through a couple episodes before I started the Flash. I'm losing interest on Arrow. I'm losing interest fast.
Well, that Arrow is the slog. Arrow is the slog one. That is the one. It's really good until it's not, and then it gets good again, and then it's not. It's a slog fest, that show. Flash is where it's at. That's the show where it's at. Supergirl, it's all right. It's okay. It's very, and you know what? This sounds like I'm saying it's a negative, and it's really not. It's very girly. It's very girly oriented. It seems like there's a lot more talking about relationships on that show than it seems like on other shows, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But it's still not a bad it's not a horrible show. And then we've got Legends of Tomorrow, which is entertaining show. But you really can't watch that show until you watch all these other ones. So Flash is where it's at, though. See, it makes sense that you would go the first 2 seasons. Well, I guess, because Arrow's the one that started all, so they need to establish it. And then they introduce... I thought it was season 2 that Barry Allen got introduced, but apparently it's not till season 3. Could have been wrong.
Well, he might get introduced in season 2, but they might not do the crossover till season 3.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but when he gets introduced, basically is when the Flash starts. Kind of. Sort of, yeah.
Okay, well, there's a couple things I want to bring up.
Okay.
See, like I said, listeners and people are like, "Oh, I'm fucking watched all that shit." Well, eat a dick. I've only watched season 1 of Arrow, so give me a break. And what I've noticed, a couple things that make me angry and not so angry. The first thing is everybody who fucking lives in Sterling City. What's it called?
Star City.
Not Star City. Central City.
Central City is Flash. Hold on, I'll look it up.
Regardless,
Anyway.
the town. I get them all mixed up. The town. Everybody is fucking beautiful. Everybody is damn gorgeous. Guys, girls, no homo, everybody. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just stupid.
Yeah, that's one of the criticisms. It's Star City. It is Star City.
Star City.
Well, they call it's Starling, but they call it's
Starling City.
It was
yes.
temporary. I'm not looking at like the CW universe. I'm looking at just like a generic DC thing. It was temporarily renamed Starling, but it's actually just Star City. It's basically what it is.
I think they call it Starling City
in
this show.
I know Central City is the Flash.
Okay.
Central's the Flash.
They mentioned Central City a lot.
Yeah.
And I think they mentioned Gotham and Metropolis because it's all the same DC universe.
Yeah.
But at any rate,
they're
beautiful.
That's the criticism for the CW shows. That's not just. I don't think it's just the Arrowverse. I think it's like Riverdale. Apparently, like I've never watched any of those shows, but
Archie and Jughead.
Yeah, apparently everybody's fucking sexy in that show too. Like
no way.
Apparently,
it should just be Betty and Veronica. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Betty and Veronica were always fucking DTF, and they were really, really good looking. For a comic book.
I never ever had any desire to watch Riverdale because I knew it was about Archie and stuff like that. I was like, who gives a shit about that?
Fucking everyone, Archie and Jughead. Don't be a hater.
Apparently, it's a great show from what I'm understanding. Apparently, it's a really good fucking show, and I'm like, I still don't want to watch it, but all right, I may give it a whirl. But yeah, that's like the criticism. Like CW always, for whatever reason, hires the beautiful people to be in their shows.
Would you, Betty or Veronica?
I don't read Archie. I don't know. I don't know which one is the stereotypical.
I don't know what they look
person.
like on the Riverdale. Anyway, it's irrelevant. But, man, I have to watch Riverdale now. Does that tie in? Does it tie into the DC universe?
I mean...
It's a comic book.
I mean...
Why the fuck not?
Who knows? Who knows?
Well, anyway, so, yeah, his... So far, I've been introduced his ex-girlfriend, Dime Piece, his new girlfriend, who's like a cop, gorgeous, the nerdy blonde chick who helps him on the computer, smoking hot, his little fucking sister. Damn. Everybody's... All these chicks are good. And fucking him, Oliver, I mean, he's a fucking Abercrombie model, for Christ's sake. He's always got his shirt off doing pull-ups. Guy does more pull-ups than anybody I've ever met in my life.
You gotta stay fit. You gotta fight crime. You gotta stay fit, man.
He fucking takes the shit. Just, good God. Everybody is freaking beautiful. So, the next part is the legal sense. His ex-girlfriend, who's one of the main characters in the show, she's like an attorney, and apparently has no fucking sense of how law works. Zero. Zilch. I've never passed the bar exam, but I have friends who have, and I've watched enough Law and Order, I watched enough Dick Wolf stuff that I've seen, I know how it works. And it doesn't work the way, like he fucking puts a bow and arrow through somebody's shoulder, and aims another one at his face, and said, I want you to tell everybody that you're the fucking criminal. He's like, fine, I'll do it. No, that's not how confessions work. If you put an arrow through somebody's body, they're going to tell you that they're the queen of England. It does not work that way. That would get thrown out in a court so fast his head would spin. But they do it like every fucking time. I'll get him to confess. Yeah, you fucking will, because you're going to chop his balls off and feed it to him.
Well, it's like, all right, I watched Batman Begins recently. And there is the main head gangster at the beginning of the show called Falcone.
Falcone, yeah.
And Batman, when his first outing in the bat suit, goes to the docks to stop this drug deal or to stop this drug shipment that's going down or whatever, and Falcone's there, and they arrest Falcone based on the fact that he was at the scene of the crime, but he was knocked out on a spotlight with like little frills hung on his sleeve, so it looked like a bat when it was shown up in the spotlight. I mean, how legal is that? Because, I mean, they don't know that Falcone was, part of this deal or whatever. They don't know what's going on. It could have been, like he could claim that, he was, solicited into being there or kidnapped or whatever. So that wouldn't have probably held up either.
And how stupid is his family? Like Oliver's family, the Queens.
I don't know what you mean by that.
They're so stupid. His mom and his sister, they're so dumb. Like they just, oh yeah, he was on a fucking island forever, but now he's home and he's doing weird things like running away. Like, what do they think he's doing? Like he keeps getting like in a motorcycle accident every other weekend. Like, he's always in the fucking hospital. He's always got more wounds on him. They don't ask these... They're terrible family. They're such god-awful people. Like, I at this point, I'm like, Matt, maybe my son needs some help. Maybe I should seek out professional help for him, because he just keeps running away all the time, and he comes back fucking almost dead. Like...
I mean... Yes, it's true. That's like, these are all fault points. I mean, it's like a comic book. It's comic book thrown at the screen. That's what these shows are. They're comic books thrown at the screen.
And I understand it's not real, but
yeah.
Come on, you could try a little bit harder. Try a little bit harder.
I mean, the man was on a deserted island, assumingly living by himself for how many years? You gotta expect some quirkiness. It's the Castaway effect. Gotta expect a little quirkiness and things like that.
Tom Hanks even had Wilson.
Yeah. Wilson! My biggest criticism of Arrow was the flashback scenes. I got sick and tired of those real early on, and it's a staple of the series. It's kind of a staple of the series a little bit.
He's not really on the island alone. He's there with apparently all of G.I. Joe. He's got Duke and Snake Eyes, like, helping him out. And there's fucking Cobra Commander there, too. Like, it's nonsense. He's fucking in G.I. Joe right now, on a deserted island.
The middle seasons aren't good. They're not good. I enjoyed the last couple seasons, but after season 1, season 2, and 3 aren't really that good. And then after that, it gets into, like, some other shit that I really enjoyed.
So what you're telling me is what I'm watching now is good?
It
gets worse.
It's okay, is what I'm saying.
So it gets worse.
When it comes, they call it the Arrowverse because Arrow's the one that started this universe. I've never been a big Arrow guy. I was in it for the Flash. The Flash is where it's at, man. Like, if you can make it to the Flash, like, you'll really start enjoying it at the Flash, I think, because you love comic book movies that are like comic books. They don't take themselves. They don't take themselves too seriously.
I like campy.
Yeah. And The Flash is kind of like that. Like, obviously, it's a TV show and it's a drama to a certain extent, so it has to have some serious moments. But it's kind of a comic book thrown at the screen. That's what it is. I think you would love The Flash. Honestly.
So let's talk about some of the heroes in the DC universe. You've got Batman and you've got Arrow that are like the same fucking person. Okay, they're both like spoiled rich billionaire kids that go away and learn fucking martial arts and have all these billions of dollars to buy these cool toys. They come back to their home city to find it's gone to shit, so they fight crime, but they don't have any superpowers. Just they're good at fighting people, and they have lots of money. So Arrow and Batman are like the same fucking person.
Kind of.
They have zero powers. Zero.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that. But then you've got Flash, Supergirl, Superman. I would argue that those three especially, they're fucking invincible. Like, they're too strong. They're overpowered. Like how can any...
CW answers the Supergirl and Superman question. I will spoil this for you because it's not really a spoiler, but it kind of is a spoiler. Supergirl does not exist in the same universe as Arrow.
Doesn't.
They exist in different dimensions. Oh. So therefore, Superman and Supergirl do not exist in the same universe as Arrow and Flash and stuff. They exist in
but
different.
they cross over.
They cross over. There's a reason for that. I'm not going to tell you what that is. There's a reason for it. But what I'm saying is the reason why like they answered the Superman question real early, where it's like, with all this shit is going on, why isn't Superman doing anything? It's because they don't exist in the same universe. They exist in 2 different dimensions.
That's a classic cop out. The comic books like to do a lot.
That's DC does it all the time.
Alternative dimension, resurrection, and time travel.
But you love that about comic books, though.
I do. But those are the 3 go-tos.
Yeah.
Time travel, resurrection, alternative dimension. Those 3 things. You have a crate. You run to a dead end. Oh well, let's just take it this way. It's comic books. They all do that.
I'm just saying, make it to Flash. Make it to Flash. If you can power through to Flash, Flash is where it's at, man. After I watched season 1 of Flash, I don't give a shit about Arrow. I barely give a shit about the other stuff. I love Flash because it's really comic booky, and Grant Gustin, the guy that plays Barry Allen, he's like the Flash to me. Like I wish they would have cast him in the fucking Justice League movie to be Flash.
I feel like the Flash is too powerful. He can't be beat. He can't be fucking beat.
Well, you would be wrong.
He can't. No, he is fucking invincible, man. All he has to do is like run real fast and like punch somebody, and he's gonna knock them out of their fucking skin.
Well, the thing is, like
he can fucking bend time, dude. There's no way a villain is defeating him unless you're a villain, unless Superman is your villain, because then he can do the same fucking shit as you.
I mean, he doesn't have super strength.
The Flash doesn't. Superman.
No,
does.
he doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Flash doesn't have super strength.
No, but
he
does. He basically does. When you're able to punch somebody at the rate of speed that he can move, you could punch through their torso.
But Flash is hampered by the fact he has a moral code.
But if
it's the reason why the Reverse Flash was so powerful in the comic books,
right.
Because he didn't have a moral code. Flash has a moral code. He doesn't want to kill anybody, so therefore that's his hindrance. You're right. He would be all powerful if he didn't have his moral code. That's what makes the Flash a Flash. He's got a moral code. He doesn't want to kill anybody. He doesn't even want to kill the criminals. Like that's where his weakness lies. It's the classic weakness of all superheroes. They can't be the bad guys and they can't kill. Superman doesn't want to kill. Batman doesn't want to kill, except for maybe in the Batman v Superman movie. Flash doesn't want to kill. Wonder Woman doesn't want to really kill.
Arrow, because that's what I'm watching, he kills, but not. He kills as a last resort. You know that? He does kill.
That changes.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that right now. That changes. He adopts the new moral code. So
you mean he stops killing altogether? Don't tell me that. Because the whole thing with the I just recently watched it. The thing with the Huntress.
Yeah.
How she fucking lays waste to everybody in her way, and she's doing it. She's doing the wrong thing for the right reasons. One of those type things. And he tries to tell her, like, he has killed bad people, but he tries to not kill them first. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just saying he evolves as a character. Is what I'm going to say.
Good, because he fucking needs to, because he sucks.
Well, he somewhat evolves as a character. So, like I said, I was always in it for the Flash. Flash is where I'm at. That's where I'm at with that show. The Flash leads it.
Have you watched all of Arrow?
Maybe not the last season. I don't know. Like I said, I watch all my stuff on Netflix because I'm a binge watcher. I don't like waiting a week for a new episode of things, so I hate doing that. So I wait for it to come on Netflix and I just binge watch a season.
Well, I'm not giving up yet, but that's just my...
I'm just telling you, muscle through to Flash. Flash is where you're at. It's a good show.
Very good show, my friend.
So, Scott.
Yes, sir.
If the people want to get a hold of us, how can they do that?
Well, there's several different ways. You can shoot us an email foryourdistraction@gmail.com. You can find us on social media. We are on Facebook. You can search for Your Distraction, find our page, and like us on there. We post all kinds of stuff on there relevant to the latest show and links to the newest shows. You can also find us on Twitter. Search for Your Distraction on Twitter and follow us on there. If you want to send us a tweet, you can tweet us at podcastfyd. You want to listen to the show? There's several different ways you can do that. We are on SoundCloud, so you can get the free SoundCloud app on your smartphone. Search for Your Distraction. Follow us on there. We are also on iTunes. Search for Your Distraction and subscribe to us on there. Subscribe. You can also rate us a review. Put us in the comments. Let us know what you think of the show. You can also find us on Podbean under the Movie Guys Podcast. The Movie Guys Podcast is our sister show. They're our friends over there, and they kind of run the unofficial hub for Your Distraction. There's lots of great shows on there. That's for the Be Real Podcast Network that we are a happy member of. Hi, Adam.
Hi, Scott.
Good beer. Love this beer.
This was a good beer. This is
so
delicious.
The beer of the show, the Cinnamon Roll Imperial Ale from the Southern Tier Brewing Company. They knocked it out the park. They cleaned house with this one.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So, we'll be back next week.
Definitely. If you want to tell Scott whether you love the CW DC universe or if you hate it, make sure to email us. We'll get it out there. We'll mention you in the show, and we'll share your opinions on what we talked about.
Yeah, let me know. Help me get through this. I like the idea of it. I want to, like what you said, muscle through it. But I feel like if I'm not enjoying it, then what's the point?
It's like I said, Flash is where it's at.
I'm going to try to get to the Flash, but help me out, listeners. Help me get through this. Also, hey, if you have a significant other that is 20 years older than you or 20 years younger than you, let us know what you think about Jurassic Park and My Cousin Vinny and being represented in there.